Vajiraman Ravi has been still there even during my mains preparation, during both my attempts 2023-24. I started my preparation in 2018 here as a foundation batch student, and finally I'm again back here 6 years later. The life has come full circle finally. I post-graduated actually in year 2018. After that I came to Vajiraman Ravi, as the name has always been there, where I was completely clueless कि क्या करना है क्या नहीं. And that year I think ये join किया test series मैंने, and we had those regular feedback sessions. GS, we had GS. I was enrolled for the GS thing. I had that regular feedback session. After every copy that was checked, we had those mentoring sessions going on. So उससे पता चलता था what is wrong, where I should add on, what is the changes I need to make, etc. So it went like that, and I really scored good in GS. Last year also it was 435 marks in GS 1, 2, 3, 4.
हेलो एवरीवन, मेरा नाम मालविका जी नायर है और इस बार यूपीएससी सीएसई 2024 में मेरा 45th रैंक आई है। और इस वीडियो विद दिल्ली नॉलेज ट्रैक में ये डिस्कस करनी चाहूंगी कि व्हाट वाज माय स्ट्रैटेजी फॉर मेंस एग्जामिनेशन। तो मैंने 2019, 20, 22 और 24 की मेंस लिखी हुई है, तो दैट इज 4 years का मेंस लिखी हुई है, एंड एवरी टाइम आई हैव क्लियर्ड द मेंस। तो दैट इज माय बैकग्राउंड एक्सपीरियंस विद मेंस। तो मेंस स्ट्रैटेजी चेंजिंग from first to sixth attempt, I would say कि मेंस का स्ट्रैटेजी मेरा it has not changed ever. It's mostly कि मैंने कभी भी मेंस इग्नोर नहीं किया है. Even in my first and second attempt, I think मैंने मेंस पे ज्यादा फोकस दी थी, more than prelims, which was why I think I could not clear prelims in the first 2 attempts. तो मेंस was always the focus of my prelims or focus of my preparation, और ऐसा ही होनी चाहिए I think for everybody. And by the last 5th and 6th attempt, I think मेरा focus shifted from वो जो basic content है, structuring है, it went to more on that, you know, presentation as well as giving good pointers etc. तो अगर आपको मैं ये बताऊंगी कि how was my experience from the last 6 years, I would say कि मेंस की level बहुत बढ़ गई है. The average answer of an aspirant is much more, you know, higher than when I used to write in 2019. So whatever was a very good answer in 2019 is very much an average answer now, because everybody is sharing toppers copies, mock answers, इतने सारे resources available है सबके लिए. तो the baseline has definitely shifted. So now giving examples, diagrams etc. is like the bare minimum for everybody. तो वो जो मेंस के प्रिपरेशन में वो जो ट्रेंड्स होते हैं, that baseline होते हैं, that keeps on shifting. So you have to keep your eye on the competition. तो अगर आप टॉपर्स कॉपीज देखोगे या किसी के good answer copies which these institutes give in their mains test series, वो भी आप देखोगे तो आपको समझ में आएगा कि क्या लेवल पे चल रहा है in that current level of preparation, and it is very important to keep yourself updated with that level. ये मुझे समझ में आया in 22 when I was writing my 5th attempt. After my 4th attempt I had a break, तो मुझे ऐसा लगा कि I had to put in a lot of effort to make sure कि I am staying at par with the level of answer writing at that particular point of time. So the turning point that made my final attempt successful, I think mains के लिए उतना कुछ difference नहीं था. My marks were pretty much similar last year as well as this year, but last year means 22, my last attempt. So 22 में क्या हुआ था, my essay paper, I had a dip in my marks. It became 85 and that was a big shock for me. मुझे इससे पहले जब भी मैंने essay papers दी थी, I had like 129, 130, so I did not know क्या हुआ. So इस time I focused on making sure कि my essay is very properly written. तो essay के लिए मैंने क्या किया, I made sure I followed that you know, sandwich type approach, you could say, in writing a paragraph, कि आप पहले point बता दो, then elaborate on the point and make sure the last line is always coming back to the topic of the essay. So this part I had missed somewhere along my preparation, because I was feeling कि मैंने बहुत सारे examples दी थी, dimensions दी थी, everything I wrote was similar, but somewhere in my language वो जो syllabus में mention करता है effective and exact expression, उस पे I think मेरा कुछ कमी थी. That's probably why I lost marks there. I am still not sure, but इस बार I made sure that I was, writing in a very clear and concise way. So maybe that was the game changer for me. So this was like, I knew it, then I did not, then I came back to what it was. So ऐसा graph रहा है for with respect to essay. तो essay के लिए what other tips I would like to give is that कि always try to cover multiple dimensions. But क्या होता है, you will always get a lot of examples. So a lot of examples you will be having, but आपको क्या होता है, sometimes you will not be having the depth also for explaining that example. So the examiner might not know what are you talking about. मतलब because the examiner might not be from that UPSC background preparation. So something which is very obvious to you as well as your mentors might not be very obvious to somebody who is reading from outside. So you make sure your essay has that depth as well as breadth. वो जो balance है, you have to make sure it's always biased towards the breadth, but वो depth भी आपको देखनी चाहिए. That is the way you should write proper essays. Then coming to answer writing and how it changed with my experience. So answer writing, like I was saying, पहले जो होती थे, I used to, in my first and second attempt, I got the basics of answer writing done. तो अगर कुछ topic थे, I would be able to write some 5-6 points on this. वो जो point generation technique होता है, that is thinking along the lines of syllabus, how does it affect society, polity, etc. उस type की skills I had already developed. Then this was more or less with some more work with keys, etc. was enough for my 20 attempt. But like I said, the game has been changing, the level has been changing. तो अभी जब 22 में और 24 में I had gotten good marks for GS, and उस टाइम पे क्या हुआ था, I focused on presentation. I made sure कि my paragraphs are properly spaced, my examples are put in boxes, thinkers are mentioned. तो मैंने ये game changer हुआ था, that कि I focused on the language of what I should use for each paper. What I mean by language is that अगर आप history का कुछ answer लिख रहा है, तो how do you use the language a history optional student will be using? That language means that कि you are quoting the relevant time periods, you are quoting the names, you are using maps, etc. to show which these particular relevant areas are, and you are even using historians' names or thinkers to put forth your points. For example, अगर आप ये Plassey to Partition करके एक book है, if you read that, you would see according to Subrata Roy, this is what was happening. So this kind of small things here and there in your intro, conclusions, etc. will come as a game changer. So next, if I talk about geography के लिए आपको, you think about Guching Long, how does the GC Long, how does that book look? मतलब बहुत सारे pictures है, there are a lot of places which is mentioned. So like that, your answers should also show that along with the basic points. आपको basic कभी भी neglect नहीं करनी चाहिए, but these are the embellishments या additional things you do so that your answer looks like, more aligned with the expectations of the paper. Then top 3 tips for improving answer writing quality. I think top 3 tips I would suggest. Number 1, practice. Practice as much as you can. Secondly, revise and build your notes. So आप जो भी base notes है आपके पास, you should have for the entire syllabus. Each and every topic of the syllabus आपके पास कुछ base notes होनी चाहिए. You keep on adding that with your answer keys as well as, from your newspaper readings, everything. And you revise on that. The revision of the same base notes. And finally, the third point is keep an eye on the competition. That is कि क्या चल रहा है, what are the toppers writing, what are the good answer papers in that particular year is going on. So ये सब देख के आप keep on improving and refining your answer writing techniques. इसके लिए आपका mindset हमेशा यही रहना चाहिए कि I have a lot to learn. मतलब I have given 6 attempts, but each time मैंने ये focus किया है कि what can I do to improve more. That makes a huge difference. कभी भी ये मत सोचना कि हाँ I know everything this time, that is done, because the exam is also evolving. So common mistakes aspirants make with respect to answer writing. First तो यही होता है, you keep postponing it because of your perfection कि I will finish this, इसके बाद में I'll try. So don't be afraid to write poor answers. जो भी topper है, they've all written bad answers. After writing bad answers only, you will write good answers. So that is the common mistake, I think. Secondly, like focus on the basic things as well. जो भी basic points है वो आपको आनी चाहिए. तो build on the basic skills, basic structure of the answering, and then you work on these embellishments, adding examples, etc. So don't go off in the other side also. तो आप जब toppers के papers देखोगे, you are seeing there like 100th or 200th or 400th answer, and if you compare it with your answer in day 1 or day 2, उसमें बहुत difference होगा ही. तो you have to understand कि आपका जो अभी का आंसर है, that is what leads you to that answer which toppers is writing right now. तो always have that, you know, patience to build on your answers. Then we will go topic by topic. GS1 आपको पता है, it starts with art and culture. So art and culture मेरा source रही है नितिन सांगवान. Then for history I have used Bipin Chandra as well as Spectrum. Spectrum ही था मेरा base में, because Bipin Chandra notes are used again in Spectrum. तो Spectrum was the base. Additionally I have also referred to Plassey with partition for specific topics. जो मेरा sociology optional में भी there was an overlap. For those topics I have used that Plassey to partition. Post-independent India I have read Bipin Chandra, or you can refer to any coaching notes. Again world history also मेरे पास notes थी from I think Norman Law मैंने I had referred, but the best and efficient way is to have some coaching notes. I had I think referred to Vajiram का notes for world history as well. तो एक वही होगा आपका base. So this is for your history. Then you come to geography. Geography I had relied on JC Long as well as the 11th standard textbook for NCERT. उसके बाद क्या बोलो, then I had referred to condensed notes of the standard textbooks जो optional वाले follow करते हैं. That is just as an embellishment. I had my coaching notes की Vajiram and Ravi का notes ही था मेरा as a base note. Their coaching notes was my base, and along with that I added with some 2-3 compilations which optional students used to follow, so that I have a more broader idea. And I used to keep revising the same subjects again and again. Sociology and that social issues wala, I used to follow current affairs, and mera optional sociology mein tha, so that used to give me some additional advantage in approaching those kind of answers. So this was my approach for GS1. And like I said, I used to make sure ki my language switched when I was writing a history answer and when I was writing a geography answer or a social issues answer. Then GS2 and GS3 वो हम साथ में कर लेंगे. GS2 and GS3 are more, you know, dynamic. So coming to GS2, तो it was one of the weaker papers for me क्योंकि मेरा background नहीं था in polity or PSIR. So this time I made sure कि मेरा Lakshmikant was very, you know, proper. Even that small things like, you know, somebody said this thing about our constitution, these kinds of quotes जो Lakshmikant में थे, I made sure I wrote it down somewhere and, you know, I revised it so that I have these thinkers to quotes even in my polity paper, so that these polity आंसर्स में आपका थोड़ा बहुत ये थिंकर्स आ जाएगा. और एंड इफ यू आर कोटिंग केस लॉ, सो नो लुक लाइक अ बेटर आंसर. योर लैंग्वेज इज शिफ्टिंग अगेन. अलॉन्ग विद दैट इफ यू आर कोटिंग आर्टिकल्स, तो दिस इज व्हाट आई वाज टेलिंग कि क्या चेंजेस हुआ है इन द प्रिपरेशन. सो व्हेन आई वाज राइटिंग इन 18 और 19, अगर आपने कुछ आर्टिकल कोट किया फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर आंसर, योर आंसर वाज ऑलरेडी अ वेरी गुड वन. बट अभी आर्टिकल कोट करना इज अ वेरी बेसिक थिंग. यू हैव टू quote case laws, or you have to quote the thinker, or you have to give extra examples, etc. So you make sure that all of this is being added once you have your basics down. Then that social issues part, that then IR part, this is again very dynamic part. So I used to refer to, I think Forum IAS, the Dipin Sir's ka program was there at that point of time. He used to focus on what were the hot topics of that particular year for IR. क्योंकि मेरा background नहीं था in PSIR, I could not make out ki what is important and what is not important. So I used to take this as my you know, base note. So I used to read at least 2 to 3 years ka whatever his compilation was to understand the important topics for IR. Same thing for GS3. I used to handle the static subjects, the static things, which what I mean by static is that, you know, for example, supply chain management or that agricultural part or the contribution of scientists. ये जो static type part hai, people generally neglect. I made sure ki I had some base notes either from some coaching. I think मैंने Vision का देखी थी, तो I had those base notes and I used to add whatever extra things I got from certain answer keys, etc. So I made sure कि I covered the static part of GS3 as well. And economics का जो भी I used to read Mrinal, but it was very voluminous. So Mrinal का I used to read very selectively for my economics paper. And even economics का जो theory part होता है, like that GDP thing and all that, I used to make sure कि I revise all that, because I had an experience where I forgot something like that when I was writing a mains, and it was the first question in GS3. So that affects your, you know, the paper, the examiner's impression of how you're handling that paper. So always make sure your economics is very strong, because that is the first paper, the first part that makes an impression on the examiner. So how do you use that economist wala language in your paper? you take a look at economic survey. तो मैंने economic survey बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ी हुई थी. Like I did the economic survey itself properly for that year, as well as the summaries for the last 2 to 3 years from Vision, I think. So this gives you a lot of these intros, conclusion, ideas, as well as a lot of examples, graphs, etc. All these I used to keep revising. एक static का एक stats का एक part था, and I used to keep on revising that. So that is the way you go through GS2 and GS3. Finally, we come to ethics. Ethics के लिए that first part is the theory wala part, so which is an overlap of philosophy, psychology as well as public administration. So for each and every topic आपके पास कुछ मतलब डिटेल्स होने चाहिए. दैट इज नॉट ओनली कॉन्क्रीट पॉइंट्स एज वेल एज सम एग्जांपल्स टू राइट. तो ये आपको कलेक्ट करनी चाहिए फॉर द फर्स्ट पार्ट. एथिक्स इज दैट सच अ पेपर यू कैन लुक एट द टॉपर्स कॉपीज और आपको बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स मिल जाएंगे बिकॉज देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ डाइवर्सिटी इन विच हाउ पीपल आर अप्रोचिंग एथिक्स. तो विद दैट यू कलेक्ट अ लॉट ऑफ बेस नोट्स एज वेल एज प्रॉपर एम्बेलिश्ड एग्जांपल्स फॉर योर पेपर for your GS paper GS4 paper part 1. and for part 2 जो case studies होती है इसके लिए भी you have to make sure you are keeping the time in writing the case studies. That is, you have 14 to 15 minutes to write each case study, and you keep on reading की actual field में क्या हो रहा है, like how are people actually tackling these problems in the field. If you have those kind of examples, then it will make your case study stand out along with whatever everybody else is writing. कि pros and cons list बनानी है, ये सब तो करना ही है. You have to identify the stakeholders. Along with that, if your suggestions and solutions are more practical and ground oriented, which how will you find them? You have to read your newspaper. If you read at the local paper or your district level news items etc, you will find such kind of small examples which you can incorporate in your paper. और आप case studies भी दे सकते हो, and case studies you can find from Niti Aayog's website or any kind of IIPA government publications. All of that you can incorporate in your case studies to make them stand out. Then essay भी हमने already cover कर लिया है. Then managing means with a full time job. तो I will be honest, मैंने जो when I gave my after 2020 I came into service. तो उसके बाद my 2020 का attempt जो था after mains I was preparing for interview along with my training. तो that was not actually थोड़ा बहुत मुश्किल ही था, but उस attempt में मेरा कुछ rank नहीं था, तो that was already done. Then in 22 when I gave my next 5th attempt, वो था which was my proper attempt. For that managing prelims you can do. अगर आपका already base है तो you can manage your prelims with your work if you are consistent enough और आपको पता है कि क्या करना है. That is what I was telling. Tried and tested methods जो है you have to keep following that. Don't try to innovate here and there. Just have one current affairs का source, revise it, make sure you are updated, and your static whatever you did keep on revising that and your base notes. तो prelims along with some practice you can manage. Then for mains मैंने हमेशा I was either on leave. I was preparing like a full-time aspirant for that 2 to 3 months for that mains time. So I had either taken an extraordinary leave or इस बार I was having a maternity leave. So that time you have to take, I think it's advisable कि आप कुछ time you take as a sabbatical or some leave from your employment. Otherwise जो daily preparation है with some consistency as well as persistence you can manage. So this is how you go about it. आपका interview का preparation भी हो जाएगा आपका job के साथ. That is also manageable, but for mains you have to give some proper time because that is the game changer. So my schedule for a weekday or weekend will look like कि अगर मैं full time prepare कर रही थी तो it will look like I'll start my day according to my timetable. So I would have some weekly or monthly timetables accordingly which I will finish the syllabus. तो उसके हिसाब से I used to split my day. So I would have like 2 to 3 days for let's say history. Then accordingly I will just pick up wherever I left from. So this is what I used to do. उसके बाद में बीच में जब भी बोर हो जाती थी I used to read the newspaper. So along with that PYQs or looking at toppers copies again if I used to if we wanted some kind of change or something. So this is what I used to do when I was studying or preparing full time. That is outside the exam cycle. वो जो before prelims I used to make sure कि evenings में कुछ relaxing activities करती थी. That I used to dance. वो मेरी hobby थी, तो I used to pursue my hobbies as well. तो this is how I used to make sure कि I did not get burnt out. Then studying टाइम टेबल आई थिंक वो आपके हिसाब से आपको बनाना पड़ेगा. फॉर मी दिस ईयर आई हैड सम insomnia etc, so I used to sit late in night, but I used to not wake up early in the morning, so that's how I managed my time. Earlier in my preparation stage, in my first attempt etc, I used to wake up early like 6 o'clock, 5:30 etc. So that depends on your comfort level, whatever works for you, as long as the syllabus is getting done, it's okay. Top 3 tips for working professionals preparing for mains. Like I said, for that mains का जो intensive preparation चाहिए, that 2 to 3 months, always try to make sure you can focus and keep away from work however possible. Otherwise आपका जो routine है, you build it accordingly कि you use every scrap of time here and there so that you are focusing on the paper. So आपका कुछ long term plan चाहिए. That is your long term plan. What I mean is that 2 to 3 months of your mains preparation, now that is your actual preparation. So whatever you can do while you're working before that, it should be to help you in that 2 to 3 months. For me, my journey has been quite long. मतलब काफी failures भी थे. तो how to stay motivated in your preparation? One thing is this कि this is your it's an examination you write. वो realization आपको होनी चाहिए, but कभी कभी ये नहीं हो पाती है क्योंकि because this is such a life consuming examination, I would say. time consuming नहीं है. आपका जो भी 20s है, ये सब इसमें invest हो जाती है. there's a lot of opportunity cost, there's a lot of anxiety, mental health issues, ये सब आ जाएंगे while you're preparing for this exam. और कभी कभी ये हो जाती है कि whoever is coming to this preparation, you already have some background of being academically gifted, and once you come here you realize every other person is also like that, and if you are not like that, you would feel that there is all, if suppose आपके academically you were not performing before also, you will find that आप थोड़ा मेहनत करेंगे तो इधर भी you can shine. So there is no defined rules or something like that for cracking UPSC. It's such a chaotic place. So to keep yourself motivated, आपको I think for me it was to understand and realize कि this is an examination, something I am doing, no, not my life itself. तो आपका जो daily things हो जाती है, that is to do the small things like have a hobby or having your life connection with your friends etc outside the preparation. वो small things ना, that makes a lot of difference in your mental health in the long run is what I feel. Of course आपका जो मेंस के टाइम है या प्रीलिम्स के टाइम है 2 to 3 months before that, उस टाइम आपको इंटेंसिवली स्टडी करना ही चाहिए. इट्स नॉट लाइक यू शुड फोकस ऑन सोशल मीडिया एट दैट टाइम, ये सब नहीं. तो बट it's the balance that is needed to go through this examination. Life keeps on happening, but the exam cycle itself is very long. तो वो जो risks है, you have to make sure कि you're doing something in your daily life कि you're keeping yourself mentally healthy. I think that takes effort. It's not given. It's not कि आपको कुछ mental health issues है, some other people is not having. It's not because you have a problem or they are lucky. It's I think an effort on some people's part to make sure you keep yourself motivated, और वो डालनी चाहिए. Secondly, I think having a plan B outside of UPSC will help you tremendously in controlling your anxiety. अगर आपका first या second attempt से ये नहीं हुआ या third attempt में नहीं हुआ, तो what is your plan of action? Like how will you come back to the job market, or what kind of skills can you build? इस पे आपको you spend some time researching or having an idea. So that will help you tremendously in taking the pressure of clearing this examination. वो भी हो सकती है. And thirdly, I think for me it was a belief in God. Yeah, there is a higher power guiding our journey. That made a huge difference. If I may say, for example, in my third attempt, I used to read a lot of Zen philosophy as Zen Buddhism. So which focus on being now. Yeah, whatever you are hearing, like let's say in Bhagavad Gita, what Lord Krishna is saying, same thing. But in my sixth attempt, वो मुझे actually करना ही पड़ा, not like an intellectual exercise, because I did not know whether I'll write the next examination, whether I'll be able to sit for the next examination because of my physical limitation. So I was forced to do that. तो इस टाइप के कुछ guidance या circumstances भी आती है सबके life में. In my case, it was the pregnancy thing in writing this exam. It was a reason not to write the exam. Like nobody would have blamed me if I had not written the examination. But it was again, respecting your own choice. I made the decision to do this, so I would I would try and give my best to write it. बाकी सब जो effort जो आपको करना है, that you have to do. Everything else will fall in place with a higher power, is what I used to personally believe to keep myself motivated. This is again up to you. आपको जैसे भी आपका self belief या self motivation रखना है, you can follow those kinds of paths as well. Then peer groups as well as mentorship in my journey. So I had a good mentorship was there throughout my journey. I had a few mentors. Accordingly, मेरा जो service mates थे, some of them were also writing, so I used to rely on them also as well as for my feedback. Then my husband was also preparing full time till 22 was his last attempt in which he came to IPS, so he was a full time like a support person or a mentor person also for me, because we used to evaluate each other's ideas. So this was another, I think, mentor group, yeah, support, I would say. Then finally, principles which helped me crack mains. I think if I have to narrow it down for cracking mains, number one, revision. Second, content building. Third, practice your structuring, your answer presentation, etc. Four, take feedback from mentors or somebody who has written for prelims. Ask anybody. Always be open for feedback. I think I have made that mistake कि मुझे लगा कि I already know what is an essay. I was very resistant to feedback somebody gave me because I had gotten good marks earlier, but that year my marks actually went down in essay. So maybe I should have been open for that kind of feedback. So always final point यही है to stay humble, have that mindset कि there is always something to learn irrespective of the number of attempts or number of years you have invested in UPSC. Finally, myth about mains I want to break for aspirants. Mains, it is doable. I think people have this idea mains is very physically challenging, grueling, and let me tell you, I have written like 4 mains, and इस बार मेरा physically I was not even up to 100%. I used to be happy कि I was walking from the gate of the college to gate of the center to the classroom. तो वो जो physical aspect है, that is, and people come with this kind of preparation, you feel that you have to do a lot of extra things to keep yourself fit. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. Actually, for that 3 hours ना, you will be totally engrossed in the paper. You don't have time to think about anything else. और जो वो बीच में 2 hours मिल जाती है, 2 या 1 or 2 hours मिल जाती है, you have to focus on thinking about your next paper, what you will write. So don't be afraid of mains as a challenging thing. It will happen on its own pace. तो आपको अगर you take some 2-3 mock main test series, etc., you will find that it's not that big of a deal. So it is definitely doable. So this is I think I have covered all the key aspects with respect to mains preparation. All the best to all the future aspirants. Thank you.